All right, guys, and welcome back to another episode of AHC Garage. We are here with my hatchback again. In our previous video on this, we had just taken it to the dyno, and after our many-year-long build, got to see what it would put down. Now, when we were at the dyno, we ran into a couple of problems, and we got some recommendations from the tuner. That would be Fred Durf, and he's Durf Tuning. He told us we should probably go ahead and put a 3-inch exhaust on it. This is a Pexi World Sport, so it's a sport exhaust, it's quiet exhaust, but it's also very restrictive. It's a 2.5-inch diameter piping, but not in a very free-flowing setup at the muffler. So he recommended 3-inch. We happen to have a Greddy SP Supreme 3-inch that's specific to this car. So we're going to go ahead and fit that. And also, speaking with John Wilson from LHT, he said the optimal cam setup for this is a GSR intake and a Integra Type R exhaust. I happen to have a GSR cam laying around, so if we're going to have to go back to the dyno, because of I also have a fuel pump issue where I think I may have damaged the fuel pickup sock when installing the fuel pump. So we're going to reassess that. That fuel pump issue is leading to the tune being off. So we have to go back for a little touch up on the tune. So I figured let's throw the cam in it, let's throw the exhaust on it, get the fuel pump sorted, and then we'll be able to go and see what it makes with a little bit of tuning, see if it even makes any difference at all. That being said, after this, the car is ready for the tail of the dragon, and it's going to be pretty awesome. If this video comes out before then, there's no clips of it. If it comes out after, then you'll get to see this car out on the road. We'll also take you for a ride and let you see me and Mike's impression of the car after such a build, and with this totally different kind of power plant setup than we're used to having on any of our cars here. We've had all motor, we've had turbo, but never a supercharged, so it's a different style of power. So we're going to get to it. I think we're going to start with changing this cam first, then move back to the fuel pump, and then we'll show you what's on the car now as far as exhaust and what we're going to be doing to it. All right, we're going to start by taking off the ignition system, which is the Dizzy setup, which actually worked out awesome with the car. We had no problems with it. Everything went perfect with that. Really happy with the setup, 100% plug and play. The cool thing is we could take it off in one whole unit. All we have to do is pull the plugs, the ground, the mounting bolt, and the plate. Oops. Well, it looks like I should be able to get one more use out of this valve cover gasket, but underneath here, everything is looking pretty nice. Seeing as it's a completely new build, I'm going to go ahead and go through all the valves a second time on this after we get it all apart and reset the tension. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of the bolts here, remove these oil runners and all the caps, slide this cam out, and then put our new one in. We also got to swap the cam gear. Okay, let me set TDC. If you've taken apart a B series or a K series motor, you know there's a couple of bolts that are extra long for the studs for the middle. We got a set of tools here from Astro. There's no sponsorship, just a cool tool set that we like showing you guys cool tools when we find it. Usually what I end up using is a 1/2" 12, but this one's deeper and allows it to pass through, which makes it a lot easier for disassembling. And it's 63 bucks on Amazon, Astro tools. Not every tool you gotta buy from Snap-on. I promise you that. I got plenty of Astro tools in my box.
Okay.
Right here you can see this is a factory ITR cam. The rings on this area here make that determination. You see the 3 rings right here? That determines that it is a GSR cam. Intake cam has the slot for the distributor. These here are showing me that it's a Type R cam. So we're going to go ahead and put the GSR intake cam in now and readjust the valves. Alright, so we're putting it back together. What we did here is, instead of pulling all the timing apart, we just did a little old B-series trick where we just kind of made sure that we don't skip timing, tilt the cam up, and slide the new one in. I've done this before back when we used to change cams pretty regularly for whatever reason. We had nothing better to do, but for now, this is what we're doing. I already got all the sealant back down on everything here, and we're going to put the caps on, and this thing will be buttoning up in no time. Alright, so now it's time to adjust the valves. We're going to set the intake cam, because that's all we change now. We're going to set it to 6 thousandths. This is a go, no go 1 feeler gauge. So it starts at a 6, and then you see where the coloration changes, it's an 8. So it should go in so far and then stop, and that lets us know we're within our proper clearance. And that's exactly what this does. Goes in nice and snug and then stops. That's perfect. Perfect. We'll reuse the old gasket because it only's got a couple miles on it. And we'll put some fresh Honda bond on here and get this thing bolted right back down. All right, everything's good. Grounds, oil, things off the crank. All right, so everything up front is settled and done. Now we're gonna go back and start seeing what's going on with the fuel system. I stab it in the side and I pull it out. So we pulled a couple of the covers off here so we could see the fuel filler neck and some of the evap stuff. I saw gas coming from this general area only when I topped the car off. It looks like we're gonna have to leave the covers off. I'm gonna buy some gas in a tank in a can and come back and top it off so I can see where it's leaking from as it happens. But for now, we're gonna go inside and see what I messed up with the fuel pump, which was causing us trouble at the dyno.
Give you a washer?
Yeah, it's right there. I think I see one on the bottom.
Oh.
Oh my God, look at the gas tank.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, look at that, look.
Yeah.
All right, so I pulled the pump out and it looks like there's a lot of sediment in the bottom of the tank that it mixed up. And I think that's going to be the first step that I'm going to go with. Also looks like the fuel sock got caught up halfway up on this baffle inside there. Instead of it laying flat like this, it was like this. And that was causing it to suck air in with the fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out a better way for that. And I think we're going to drain this gas tank right now and try and get all this garbage out. This is how the fuel pump was sitting. Instead of this laying flat, looks like I may have done something off a little bit and not got in there in the right position. And also you could see all the crap that it was picking up. So I have a new sock that I'm going to put on here, and then we're going to clean the tank up. All right, so we're going to lower the car down now while this is draining and try and clean out whatever's left from the top. There's a ton of junk on the bottom. Yeah, guess we got to drop the tank. I loosened the front ones.
Yeah. Get that side.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, it has it.
Okay. Then we'll. Oh, look at that. That is no bueno, Mike. Okay, so as you can see, there's lots of junk in the trunk, or I should say in the tank on this thing. And that is definitely an issue. We could probably clean it out, but I found the fuel leak. Looks like a previous owner of the car was drilling something in and put a hole in it. If you come and look underneath the car, it's right here, and you can see my undercoat is over it, so that was there before the fact, before I've worked on the car. So that being said, it looks like I need to get a new fuel tank. That's super exciting. So new mission accepted. All right, so Amazon special delivery came in. A tank made in Taiwan, you know, highest quality ever. All I know, it was 200 bucks, Amazon Prime, and it had like 12,000 reviews on it. So it's a solid tank. It's going to work for us. And the best thing is it doesn't have holes in it like this one or rust on the inside. It came with a new gasket, bolts, and a gasket and flange for the fuel sending unit. So all we have to do now is swap over the sending unit, install our pump into there, and then we're on our way. Nice. So we'll clean this up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and put the new seal and everything right on here. New seal there. Okay. Well, that fit a lot better than it did before. All right, so we're going to be putting the this rubber strips on here, just like the factory has. It's to stop chafing and where it mounts up and touches the body of the car, so that way we won't have a leak like this one. They did really good. They drilled through the padding on this one. I really like that. That seems like something. The car did come from Orlando, and you know those Orlando guys, bro, they're special. They think we're special. I think Orlando guys are very special. Time to put this in. Get it on the little hook here. There we go. Beautiful. So the tank's installed. I think tomorrow or the next day, I'm just going to put some undercoat on it just so the finish matches and I don't hear any sounds if rocks hit it. I'm not worried about it getting damaged from anything on the road. Just It's a little noisy. Now we just have to hook up to these pipes right here and we're good to go. Fresh 93. Let's hook up the fuel pump inside the car, then we'll crank it up and we should be good. So we need man, it smells like gas in here. Plug this guy in. Here, we plug this one in here. Plug this one in. Whew. There's no air conditioning in here right now. It's pretty hot, but we got this all sorted. So let's see if she starts up. Perfect. Woo! Feels all right.
That was pretty awesome.
That was a nice second
First
gear.
time, first second.
Yeah, right?
Power is so smooth.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Oh, I can leave this one running, can't I? I don't have the evap code.
What do you think, John? Some fresh 87?
No, but at least here in Florida, we get that fine 93. So let's top it off. Used to be when I did this, it would leak gas everywhere. So hopefully we resolve that issue. Fit 14 gallons in the car. Not bad. I figure we burned off a little bit on our test drive. We put 5 in, just put another 9.3. Let's go burn some more. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some other little things that have been, you know, giving us a little bit of trouble with the car. One thing is not trouble, is we're gonna get the brake-in oil out. We're gonna put some VR1 conventional in. I have an aftermarket expansion valve. It's been giving me a little bit of problems, making a bunch of noise. We're going to change that out. What else do we have here? I have a rear bumper support to put in. I have a new gauge cluster to put in. and to get my seatbelt harnesses mounted. These are a few things we're going to try and get in on this. Whatever doesn't make it on the video, it's happening off. But let's get to it now. We're going to start pulling the battery and everything out so we can disconnect our AC lines and pull the evaporator. All right, so we just got the car back from our buddy Kevin at Custom Auto Marine. And what he did is he took our DTR 2.5-inch collector header. He put a reducer on it, or expander, however you want to call it, to convert it to a 3-inch. So he did it right here at the collector, converted to a 3-inch, put a new O2 sensor bung in, a 2-bolt flange to a bellows flex, and then he did 3-inch up to the Greddy. And this is the Greddy piping back here. And he mounted everything up and got it all to fit just perfect. So now it's a true 3-inch, all mandrel bent. So this is about the best I can get out of the exhaust. Not mad at it. Came out really beautiful. Sounds great. And the car is definitely feeling a lot more responsive. Definitely red. This is why it's good to have a magnetic drain plug. This is all stuff from initial assembly and just overall motor breaking in, but this magnetic drain plug will go ahead and help us capture that and get it out. All right, so we went around the car and we did a nut and bolt check, and everywhere we checked to make sure the bolt was tight, we used a paint marker to mark that it's tight. And also what it does is it goes between the bolt and the mounting surface. So if something comes loose, we can see that these lines have separated, and that gives us an idea, hey, something's coming loose. So you can look at it real quick and know what's up. With a car that's been apart this much, it's very easy to forget to tighten one of the million bolts on it. So that's what we did. We went and put a wrench on every single bolt, checked it, marked it. It's nut and bolted. It's good to go. We're getting ready to do the oil change on the car. And now we've got the break-in oil out. We're going to switch over to a VR1 conventional 40 weight oil. The 40 weight is what my engine builder recommended because he spec'd the bearings for boost. The car is on boost. It says run a nice 40 weight in there. We don't want to go synthetic on this first oil change. We want to go conventional. And then if I want to go synthetic down the road, that's when you'll do it. So here we go. We got some VR1. We're going to put it in the car. I think that's perfect. In getting all the testing done, this was a cluster that we got from the junkyard. I'm having some, I shouldn't say RPMs, but speedometer problems. I also replaced the speedo box on the speed sensor, but something I've always really appreciated about the EG or EH is the EG6 cluster. I got a really nice one here, so we're going to go ahead and swap that out. ahead and get this bad boy in.
This thing is super immense. 29,000 kilometer.
Yeah,
How
what's
you
that
find
like?
that?
Believe it or not, a customer of ours here went with a digital dash setup and had this sitting on a shelf in his house, and was nice enough to sell it to me for a decent enough price.
That's a nice pickup right there.
I cannot complain and forever grateful. All right, let's see if this thing works. Very nice. Beautiful.
Turn the headlights. Oh yeah.
Oh, you see it here. Oh, oh, that's what it's all about right there. White face with the amber lighting. I like it. All right, so I may have a really nice EG6 amber clock, but the clock isn't as important as a place for me to mount my phone, so that I actually have some GPS and all of that with the car. And there's a few different options that some of these guys who 3D print stuff offer. One is it can go here, and then it kind of comes, your phone will mount over to the side, or you can mount it over here. Don't really care for that. The other option is a mount that goes in replacement of the clock. And I think this is the one that I'm going to go with because it puts the phone at eye level and it lets the AC vent blow on it, because if you have the charging cable hooked up to it and you've had an iPhone, it'll probably say your phone's overheating, so it's going to stop charging. I found that if the AC is blowing on it from behind, you don't really get that problem. So I'm going to pull out the clock and install this. This is pretty important for when we're up in the mountains, because you have to download the map and you don't really have cell phone signal, but the GPS still does work on your phone, and as long as you download the Google Maps, it'll let you know where you are. And instead of reaching to the side to look for my phone, I can have it right in line of sight, and I don't have to worry about putting it down and possibly causing an accident because I'm not paying attention. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Come on. There we go. The car came with no bumper support. I bought an aftermarket bumper support here. This is pretty strong. It's chrome moly steel. It bolts in the factory location. Is it as strong as a OEM one? I don't know. But what I do know, it's better than what I have, which is nothing. It's nice. Came with some bolts. And we're going to go ahead and get the back bumper off. One thing about this car, I've been driving around for a couple hundred miles, and the back bumper is not held on with anything more than 4 bolts. This is part of that time where we're going to wrap up the bumper mounting. Here you can see the screws here. There. That's right, baby. This is the most aftermarket build you've ever seen. Oh, I am not mad at this at all, dude. That socket is so cool. Look at that thing. I can't get over it. I love this. All right, so we got the bumper mounted up. We didn't end up using the Mac lifter in the back right now. We'll end up doing that maybe later when we have a little bit more time. So it's mounted up the factory way. Screws here, a couple of bolts on the bottom, bunch of screws through there. We got the bumper support in there. Now we got a little extra support behind this thing in case somebody's brakes aren't feeling so good. I don't lose my car completely. Not that it'll save everything, but it's definitely better than what I got. Let's move on to the AC and get that expansion valve out of there. This is the time to fix this, huh?
We found the grommet.
Yeah. All right, so we got the evaporator out. Here's the expansion valve that we're going to swap out. So let's go ahead and get it done. All right, so it's time to install the new expansion valve. All right, so everything new is installed. Time to put this back in the car. So now what we're going to do, after we put a vacuum on it, we're going to go ahead and recharge the system. It's going to take about 23 ounces of Freon as per the service manual. Let's go ahead and do it. This car really came together, Mike. All right, so the AC is blowing cold, the oil is changed, the bumper support's in, the expansion valve is replaced. I think this car is definitely ready for the trip. Right after we get this tune done on it and see what it'll make with a few little tweaks that we did to it.
week, right? By Friday, 100%. This is last week.
We're back at the dyno. We put a GSR intake cam on it. We did a full 3-inch exhaust on it and fixed our fuel pump issue. So now we're going to see what the thing can make with the little bit of changes that we did. Yeah, check. Okay. Yeah, that's the...
I'll do like a 3.5 then.
They're able to get, like, with his little setups, like around 270, 278. All right, so we got the car back to the shop. It went to the dyno. We had some pretty good results. What we did before we went to the dyno is we added a GSR cam. We still haven't even adjusted our cam gears. We modified the exhaust with our buddy Kevin to make it a true 3-inch, modifying the DTR header collector and doing all of that. We shortened up our intake a little bit, and we were able to go back to the dyno and make, what was it, 13 more horsepower and about 15 more foot-pounds of torque. Pretty significant difference, but as you can see on the graph here, the line isn't as smooth as it was on our previous dyno. That's because the supercharger belts were slipping. We were hitting about 11 to 10 pounds the last time we went, and on this visit we did 12 pounds, hit the 6,500 RPMs, fell down to 8 pounds, and then worked its way up to 9, maybe 10. That's a pretty big symptom of a slipping belt. And also on the frame rail, I saw a bunch of black rubber, and I was constantly adjusting the belt, squeaking on startup and stuff like that. I switched the belts up to a Continental special belt, kind of like a gator back belt on the supercharger, and put a new belt on the alternator to crank pulley. So that pretty much wraps up this car. You're seeing this video now. I'm telling you right now, we are 2 days out from leaving to go up to the tail of the Dragon. This car is sorted, it's settled. I may have to adjust the headlights or tinker a little bit, but for now, this is it. You guys may see this before the meet, you may see it after the meet, but this has definitely been many years of building, lots of help from lots of friends, a stupid amount of money, which anyone who's put a car together always hates thinking about what they spent on it, but car has come together. It's definitely ready for this trip, and I hope to see you guys up there, or if you guys see me up there, come say what's up, come check out the car. It's awesome that you guys followed us for this whole thing. We'll catch you on the next one.